Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that's, well, it's becoming a constant presence in our lives: artificial intelligence.
It really is everywhere now.
And we all see its incredible potential, right? To really boost what we can do, make our decision making sharper, maybe feel like we've got this brilliant co pilot.
The promise is immense. But what our sources really zero in on is a critical, maybe unseen challenge: this risk of over-reliance on AI.
Over reliance. Okay.
And this isn't just hypothetical. It's where we, as users, might sort of inadvertently just accept whatever the AI suggests.
Right. Without really thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we lessen our own critical thinking. It's a subtle trap, but a really significant one.
Okay. So, our mission for this deep dive then is charting a course for, let's say, genuine human AI collaboration.
That's the goal.
We want AI to be an amazing augmentation tool, a powerful partner, not just some unchecked decision maker running the show. We're drawing directly from the material you shared with us to explore how we build real trust, encourage that active evaluation, and just design interactions with AI that truly work for us.
Okay.
So if that's the danger, this over-reliance, where do we even begin? How do we start building a safer, smarter interaction?
Well, to truly build that genuine trust, the absolute foundation, it has to be strong AI literacy and robust training for users.
AI literacy.
Our sources are crystal clear on this. For people to genuinely partner with AI, they must be equipped to critically evaluate its outputs.
It's not just about knowing how to use the interface then.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It is just about clicking buttons. It's about understanding the core principles, like why an AI might prefer one data point over another.
Or how different algorithms work.
Exactly. How, say, a regression model versus a neural network approaches problems fundamentally differently. It's about building a kind of mental model of the AI's thinking process.
That makes perfect sense. So when we talk about fostering these critical evaluation skills, what's a practical way to do that? It sounds like we need to sort of peek behind the curtain.
Precisely. And maybe know when the curtain might get stuck, too.
Right.
One key aspect is actively exposing limitations. Users need to see AI's susceptibility to errors, especially in those tricky edge cases.
Edge cases, you mean unusual situations?
Yeah, where things are ambiguous or just odd. It's crucial to understand that AI models, just like us, can reflect patterns in their training data.
And sometimes those patterns lead to bias or just weird outputs.
Exactly. Unexpected, sometimes biased outputs. But when you showcase these imperfections, it ironically builds a much more realistic, honest understanding of what AI can and can't do.
So showing it trip up actually builds trust.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
It moves you beyond simple, unquestioning acceptance. It builds more genuine trust than pretending it's flawless.
That's a powerful idea. And you mentioned interactive tutorials too. I'm guessing these aren't dry lectures.
Oh, definitely not. These are hands-on demos. They foster a nuanced understanding of AI capabilities.
So you get to see how it works.
Yes, they move users beyond just accepting outputs to understanding why or how those outputs are generated. It's the difference between being told an answer and understanding the process.
Okay, but understanding limitations is only half of it. We also need to get inside its head, so to speak. That's where explainability comes in.
Absolutely critical. Explainability is all about making these complex AI models transparent.
How so?
It means revealing their internal workings, showing how data is processed, how outputs are actually generated. Think of it like seeing the recipe, not just the finished cake.
Ah, okay, so you see the ingredients and the steps.
Right. It's not just about getting an answer. It's understanding the journey the AI took to get there.
So it gives us the ability to not just take the answer at face value, but to actually question its reasoning.
Exactly. And that naturally leads to outcome justification. The AI needs to provide clear reasons for its specific decisions.
Why it recommended X instead of Y.
Precisely. When users understand the rationale, it directly builds their trust. And, maybe more importantly, gives them the leverage to challenge flawed reasoning if they spot it.
Fostering a proactive partnership, not just passive acceptance.
You got it. Imagine a doctor just giving a diagnosis with no why. You wouldn't trust it, right? Explainability mitigates that risk.
That brings us to a really fascinating concept from the sources: designing AI to actively encourage verification.
Making trust active, not passive.
Exactly. And one way is through cognitive forcing functions. That sounds intense.
Yeah, it does sound a bit sci-fi. But what's fascinating is these are deliberate design choices. They essentially force your brain to pause and engage.
So they stop you from just sleepwalking into the AI suggestions?
That's a great way to put it, like a speed bump for passive acceptance. Mechanisms built right into the system that push users to verify outputs.
Can you give us a practical example? That sounds like a potential game changer.
Sure. Our sources suggest things like requiring users to justify AI-accepted decisions, especially in high-risk situations.
So the AI suggests something critical.
And the system pops up. Are you sure? Please explain why you agree before proceeding.
Ah, that simple prompt forces you to pause, think critically, and not just click OK.
Exactly. It prevents just going along without consideration.
That's brilliant. Really makes you engage. And then there's confidence scoring. How does that encourage verification?
Confidence scoring is where the AI basically tells you how sure it is about its recommendation.
So you might see 95% confident or maybe 60% confident.
Right. And presenting these scores encourages users to calibrate their trust. If the score is lower, you're naturally more likely to dig in, verify, maybe seek other info.
Because you acknowledge that AI isn't infallible.
Precisely. It turns the AI from some kind of oracle into a more transparent assistant. It empowers you to decide when to lean in and when to actively double-check.
It subtly shifts the burden of trust from just believing it to informed skepticism.
Which is exactly what you need for critical decisions.
So making AI's potential fallibility clear actually helps us trust it better because we know when to apply our own judgment. I like that. And this next idea, user-controlled explainability. What does that mean for us?
It means you, the user, should be able to adjust the level of detail in the AI's explanations.
Tailor it to what I need right now.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need a quick summary. Other times, for a big decision, you need to dive deep into every data point.
So it avoids cognitive overload.
Right. It empowers you to get exactly the info you need, letting you focus on what's truly relevant to your task.
Okay, this next point feels incredibly practical for, well, anyone interacting with AI daily. Mastering the conversation through effective AI prompts.
Oh yeah, this is huge. This is where the human side of the collaboration really shines. How we talk to AI directly impacts what we get back.
Makes sense. So what are the core best practices, the essentials?
First off, clarity and specificity. You need to clearly define the output you want. Don't just ask, write about dogs.
Be more specific.
Much more. Like, write a 500-word blog post about the benefits of adopting rescue dogs for a family audience with a heartwarming tone. See the difference.
Huge difference. And providing context is key too, I assume.
Absolutely. The more relevant background info you give, the better the response will be.
And you also need to set the desired output format.
Yeah, tell it how you want the answer. In bullet points, as a formal email. A table comparing X and Y, whatever structure you need.
Then there's tone and length.
Crucial. Define these. Professional, casual, funny, short and punchy. A detailed report.
And surprisingly, maybe use natural language.
Yes. Write prompts conversationally. Talk to it like you'd talk to a helpful assistant, not like you're writing code.
And the final essential.
Iterate and experiment. It's a dialogue. Don't expect the first prompt to be perfect. Refine it based on the response.
Treat it like a conversation, not a one-off command.
Exactly. And then you can get into more advanced techniques to really level up.
Okay, like what?
Well, my favorite is sequential prompting. You build a conversation, asking follow-up questions, refining the AI's output step by step.
Ah, like playing 20 questions to narrow it down?
Kind of, yeah. It leads to much more precise results.
I can see that. And then there are these act-as-if prompts, like asking the AI to play a role.
Right. Act as if you are a seasoned travel agent planning a trip to Italy. Or act as if you're a physics professor explaining quantum mechanics simply.
That sounds powerful. Are there any common pitfalls with that? Could it backfire?
That's a great question, yes. While it's great for generating text in a specific style, you have to remember the AI isn't actually a financial advisor or a lawyer.
It's just emulating one.
Precisely. It might adopt biases associated with that role
Oh.
or sound confident about things it doesn't truly understand. So always keep your critical thinking cap on. Use it for style, but verify the substance.
Good caveat.
Yeah.
What else in the advanced toolkit?
There's zero-shot and few-shot prompting. That's where you give the AI examples of what you want, sometimes just one or two, to guide its response without explicit instructions.
Letting it learn by example.
Kind of. And chain of thought prompting. This is really useful for complex problems.
How does that work?
You break down a complex query into smaller steps. Instead of one huge question, you ask a series of mini questions to walk the AI through a logical process. You're essentially making it think aloud.
That makes sense for complex tasks. And finally,
Prompt combination. merging multiple instructions, role, format, tone, task, into one really comprehensive prompt to get a highly refined result. It's about using all these tools smartly.
Wow, okay. Lots to unpack there on prompting, but it's clear this isn't a set it and forget it relationship, is it?
Not at all. And our sources really highlight how organizations, especially, can sustain this human-AI collaboration through continuous monitoring and feedback loops.
Like telemetry. Sounds like something from NASA.
Huh. It's more down to earth. Think of telemetry as AI's fitness tracker for human interaction. It silently observes how people are using the AI.
What are they accepting, rejecting, and where do they pause?
Exactly. It looks for patterns, habits of over-reliance, maybe before they become really ingrained, like a dashboard flagging risky driving.
So organizations can spot potential issues early?
Yes, and address them proactively before they cause major problems. It's an early warning system.
And then there's real-time feedback. How's that different?
Real-time feedback is more immediate. Mechanisms that can flag potential over-reliance as it's happening.
Like a little nudge in the moment.
Sort of. Alerting users, hey, you seem to be accepting a lot of suggestions without review, prompting them to reevaluate right then and there. It's an active intervention.
Keeping that critical thinking engaged. And finally, cautious updates. This seems important as AI evolves so fast.
Absolutely. When AI models get updated, and they do, constantly users need to be aware of any shifts in how the system behaves.
If its capabilities or limitations change.
Exactly. People need to know. This minimizes the risk of them relying on outdated assumptions about the AI. It lets users adapt their trust and interaction.
Like if your GPS suddenly started routing you differently without telling you why you'd need to adjust.
Perfect analogy. You need that transparency about changes.
So, wrapping this all together, what's the big picture? Ultimately, it seems like it's about finding that sweet spot, right? Balancing human and AI decision-making.
That's the core challenge. And our sources emphasize something absolutely crucial here. Defined boundaries.
You need to be clear about who's really in charge.
Yes. Clear boundaries must be established for AI autonomy, especially in critical applications, healthcare, finance, safety systems.
The final call has to be human.
Always. The final decision-making responsibility must remain with human users. AI is a supportive tool, a co-pilot, not an unchecked decision-maker. That human accountability is just non-negotiable.
We have to maintain agency.
We do. And to really solidify that balance, there's cross-validation.
How does that help minimize over-reliance?
Cross-validation is about adding checks and balances. Strategies like using multiple different AI models to tackle the same problem, or having human experts review AI outputs before finalizing high-impact decisions.
Getting diverse perspectives.
Exactly. Whether from different AIs or human oversight, it minimizes the risk of relying too heavily on any single AI's output. It's a robustness check.
This has been such an illuminating deep dive. We've really covered the core strategies for fostering truly effective human-AI collaboration.
Yeah, from developing that essential AI literacy
prioritizing clear explainability
to integrating smart verification checks right into the systems and our workflows.
It's a multifaceted approach.
And here's the profound insight from our sources that I think is maybe the biggest takeaway here.
What's that?
Over-reliance on AI. It isn't just some inevitable cognitive bias we can't help. It's actually often a strategic behavior.
Strategic? How so?
It's often driven by how much effort we perceive a task will take and how much we trust the AI. It's a calculation, sometimes subconscious.
That changes things. It means we have more control than we might think.
Precisely.
So what does this all mean for you, listening right now? By actively implementing these strategies, by understanding your AI interactions as deliberate choices, not just passive acceptance, you really can prevent excessive dependence.
You can take control of the collaboration.
So consider this. How can you consciously engage with AI as that augmentation tool in your own life? How can you use it to elevate your capabilities, ensure your critical thinking stays sharp and at the forefront?
Rather than letting the technology inadvertently diminish it.
That's your challenge. Food for thought.